Hello, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and today I have something very special to show you. So this is Kyle. Look at the camera, Kyle. We've got, this is a ballistics dummy lab. You might be familiar with them. They've been on Forged in Fire. They've been on a bunch of YouTube channels. The idea is it is 100% for the purpose of showing damage an anatomically correct human skull. Got the little squishy nose. We've got the whole 9 yards. Now, Kyle was made possible for us here by my patrons. If you like this type of content and would like to see me invest more money in this YouTube channel, feel free to head over to Patreon. There'll be a link in the description box below. But the biggest thing here, guys, is I do promote my own brand, Beach and Tactical and Exodus Knife and Tool. We do, however, also have affiliate links for PSA and Brownells and stuff like that. It's besides the point. What we're doing today is we're going to shoot Kyle in the head with a 22 long rifle pistol here. It's just a Browning Buckmark with a Taxol barrel. We're using Federal ammunition, target grade performance ammunition. And the reason that we're doing this video is I personally feel like this has been done before and I didn't really like how it was done, because I don't think that a direct hit straight on with a projectile is an accurate representation of how this is going to be used in a self-defense situation. A lot of people have survived a lot of shots to the face, and you have angles, you have the movement of the neck, and so on and so forth. So the way that he's mounted, he can move a little bit and he can also swivel, and that was done on purpose because to some degree we don't want it solid mounted, because nobody's head is solid mounted. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to shoot this at an angle with the Federal target grade performance ammunition. We're going to shoot at about 7 yards, which I think is a good distance for realistic self-defense, whatever. And we're going to see how it goes. And if we don't get penetration, then we'll get a little bit creative at that point. So let's get to shooting Kyle. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I did not mean to shoot him in the eyeball. I don't know what I was thinking there. Nobody is really arguing whether or not a 22 can penetrate the orbital. In fact, this is where you would want to aim, guys. If we might do some shots to eyes and nose, but there's a T from the top of the eyes here to the side and down to the nose, and that is where you want to aim for effective headshots. So just to further clarify, this is the hard spot here, but the 22 standard or high velocity bulk ammo going in through the eye did exit behind the ear, which is a thin spot on the skull, and certainly that is undoubtedly fatal. I just want to real quick say how cool this skull is. Like, what an opportunity. Thanks to my patrons. This is just as cool as it doggone gets. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Alright, it seems clear to me at this point that I have this pistol zeroed for longer range, and I'm shooting a little bit lower than I'm expecting. So we got the top of the brow here. I wanted to hit right here, and we did again have exit. You can feel the crunchiness. Look at that exit, cracked the skull all the way across. So we're going to do this again, but at this point we have lost structural integrity. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Hey guys, so I need to go back and refilm my outro, which is what I'm doing right now, because the outro that I filmed the day of, I was excited, I was in a rush, a lot of stuff was going on, and I'm just not happy with how I finished that, and I'm not happy with a lot of the ways that things went in this video. Actually, right after I got done filming, we had law enforcement called on us. I think it was Fish and Wildlife that turned up. And so I opened the door and he's like, I had fresh red, you can hardly see it I guess in the camera, fresh red all over me. He's like, well, what happened there? And I was like, oh, it's, you know, we're shooting this anatomically correct human skull and blew it up. But anyways, there's two main problems with this video. I hope that it was still entertaining. The number one problem was that my dad was here while we were doing this filming, and I was in a hurry. You know, we got the skull that day. I wasn't planning on doing that video, but I wanted to do it while he was there because it was a really cool experience. We just had a blast with the Ballistics Lab dummy skull. It's something I really hope to do again, but being that I was in a hurry, I just didn't do things quite right, and namely zeroing that buck mark. And so I think the second thing that might be wrong, the barrel on the buck mark is a Taxol Trail something or other barrel. I actually bought it used, and I wasn't really happy with how it was zeroing even from a rest, but I thought it was good enough. but I felt like my groups were changing a little bit. It could be that I installed the barrel incorrectly. It could be that barrel nut needs to be a little tighter or a little looser. So I'm going to have to really take the time to get it zeroed, see what's going on, see where it's hitting at different distances, and then reinstalling the stock barrel and seeing if it's different, seeing if I actually have a problem with the Taxol barrel. If I do, what's a bummer is I don't know whether or not Taxol will stand behind it, since I'm not the original purchaser and I don't know when it was purchased. So that would really be a bummer if it was a bad barrel. It really is a nice setup on the Buckmark. So between those two things, guys, the summary here, there was never any question if you shot in this area whether or not it would be fatal. It's just where you want to hit. Also around the ear, you know, where you want to hit. And so since we had bullets coming in through the eye socket and coming out near the ear and stuff, it's not what I wanted to test. I wanted to test right in the bone helmet. However, that's not what happened. So I can't say anything conclusive from this video except that we had an absolute great time, that the 22 shots that we landed absolutely killed Kyle, no doubt about it, and the gunslinger also will slice through a human skull like it's not even there. All right, that is one hit with the gunslinger, and I in the term of what's his face from Forged in the Fire, I think it's safe to say it will kill. That's a very gnarly wound, not all the way through, and did not have skull that was fully intact, but safe to say whether the skull was fresh or not, that slice would still be there and that would still be fatal. I don't think anybody is really questioning that. The other thing that I want to mention, guys, you have to respect tannerite. We stuffed 1 pound of tannerite into the skull, and the table of destruction here, that was a tough structure. It wasn't in its prime, but my long-term subscribers, you guys know I built that thing like a tank. It was heavy. 2 layers of 2x4s with 2.5-inch outdoor decking screws all over. It was really a tough structure and blew it to hell. Just absolutely demolished it. And so I was about 70 feet away when it lit off. I guess I'll show you this. And do you see that? Freaking right there. That's from a piece of ballistics gel that was about this big. So literally like Jello from like 70 feet away hit me so hard in the back of the thigh that I immediately knew that I was hit, and it immediately started bruising. And obviously it blew up the table. Also, the ballistics dummy lab hat that we had sitting next to it, we thought it probably got blown away somewhere because we thought it was too lightweight to actually be physically destroyed. All we had left that we could see near the explosion site was the sticker that was on the brim. Just a sticker. We started looking for it, we couldn't find it, and then we started finding shreds of it. And the biggest piece from that hat was about this big. It was literally torn to tiny pieces. So, guys, you gotta respect tannerite. I will say that I did not respect tannerite. We've got some brain matter here. What an awesome time. What a phenomenal experience this whole thing was. I can't thank my patrons enough. I apologize to my patrons that I didn't necessarily accomplish the goal that I set out to accomplish, but I hope that the footage was still entertaining. I will plan on doing this again. It'll be a while. These skulls are very expensive. My next project involves knives with Patreon, and a lot of my patrons are knife folks. But if you want to see more stuff like this, guys, you know, you can hit me up on Patreon. You can support this channel. You can buy my products on Exodus Knife and Tool and Beach and Tactical. You can buy from PSA or Brownells using my affiliate codes. All of these things help so much, and just supporting on social media as well. It makes a huge difference. When I get another one of these, I will absolutely take the time to 100% make sure that I dot my I's and cross my T's and do things right. But until then, share this video with your friends. You know, I'm sure it will spark some wonderful 22 long rifle discussion and debate. Do not carry 22 long rifle as your primary carry and self-defense firearm unless you have absolutely no other option for whatever one of the myriad of excuses you want to choose. Just don't. Yeah, we punched through that skull, and I will say that I'm fairly confident that 22 long rifle will punch right through the dome, even though that's contrary to what I've always said, and it is what it is. So, thanks for watching. Please check out the description box below where you can see how you can support this channel. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you in the comments.